Hey everybody, I'm Griffin McElroy. Is Nick Robinson here for Polygon.com at E3 2016. Microsoft's Xbox Showcase just ended, and we're going to talk about the stuff that they showed us.
We are.
there.
There's a lot to talk about. They announced 2 new Xbox. They kind of bookended it.
Let's start by talking about maybe the weirdest formula for a showcase I've ever seen at E3, which is opening up brand new console. You guys are going to love it. It's the hottest new thing.
Yeah.
Or it will be for about 86 minutes.
Yep.
At which point there will then be a newer, hotter thing.
Announced the Xbox One S, right? Which is the $299 4K video compatible,
smaller, slimmer Xbox One. That's the current price of the Xbox One is $299, so that's like a pretty good price point for a better one. If you haven't gotten in on the Xbox ground
if you haven't gotten in on the ground floor of the Xbox and you know you're going to die sometime between now and when the Xbox Scorpio comes out, you should absolutely get the Xbox One S.
That's what I'm talking about. It's cool. There's a 0% chance I'm going to buy it, and as a consumer, if I didn't have any of them, knowing that the Scorpio, which they announced at the end of the show, saying it's going to have so many teraflops you're going to puke. The pixels are going to be so sharp and so tight, you're going to lose your mind. Phil
Spencer was talking a lot about this being like, this is the day that hardware generations as we know them died.
The end of console generations, as they call them. Which is like, maybe that's true. Maybe that's what you have to say when you are selling a new console 4 years after your one just came out that you said was going to be the hot shit for a long time. So the way that they're kind of getting around that, one of the big announcements they made is Play Anywhere, which is basically not exactly a novel concept, but you buy your game and then you can play it on Xbox One, you can play it on Windows PC, and presumably you play it on Scorpio as well. It's a buy once, you don't have to do any of that, and then it transfers your saves, it's cross-play where compatible.
After that event, it really seemed like the new trajectory for Microsoft was we wouldn't see another game that was only on the Xbox for the foreseeable future.
Sure.
Like every game that is a first-party exclusive on the Xbox will be coming to the PC if Microsoft has any say in it, and I feel like this press conference really bore that out.
Let's talk about the Scorpio a little bit more. The details were slim. It's going to be VR ready, 4K gaming ready.
Makes sense.
The VR thing is interesting. Todd Howard from Bethesda was there yesterday during their showcase. They announced that there is going to be Fallout 4 for the HTC Vive. And Todd referenced that it would be coming to Xbox Scorpio or whatever the hell they call it. And how exciting that is. I was curious about that. What does that mean? Does that mean HTC Vive is going to be playing on Scorpio? Does that, because it seems like Microsoft already has a relationship with Oculus Rift, but I don't think that Fallout 4 VR is going to be on Oculus Rift because there's some weird bad blood there. Is Microsoft going to have its own proprietary VR headset? God, I hope not. Like, what does that mean?
It was very vague, and I think it was very vague on purpose, but my gut says what you just said, which is that Oculus has to have some hand in whatever Xbox does.
Maybe.
I feel like
we have no idea.
We really don't know, but that would be my guess. Do you want to talk about some of the games they had? So they opened with Gears 4, right after the Xbox Slim announcement.
Looks very technically impressive. The big, I think, takeaway for me was the characters were talking a little bit too much. A lot of like, yeah, get it. But there was a big storm that was going on that was in addition to like they were taking cover around chest-high walls and popping out and shooting dudes. And then those dudes would ragdoll and blow towards you. And there was a lot of like destructible environments that would just sort of get caught in the tornado and get blown around. It all looked like real time and like super cool. A game that really surprised me was Forza Horizon 3. I am not like a big racing game person at all. I played some of the Forza stuff. I don't think I played either of the Horizon games. That looked fun as hell.
It did.
They have a 4-player campaign co-op now, which they showed off in this sequence where people were just going hog wild, doing some off-road stuff through a jungle and on a beach. And it seemed like I can relax with my friends and like off-road through a beach.
Which looks pretty fun.
So we got a trailer for ReCore, which it looks interesting. There's some weird, like, I saw somebody on Twitter say that it looks like a Nintendo 64 game in the best way possible. And I think, because there was, it's a character-driven game more so than I think I initially thought when they revealed it last year. You have these robot companions.
And they're all named like really generic dude
Reggie
names.
And
Harold,
Steve.
Frank and stuff.
I'm Doug, your robot dog.
Yeah.
There was also a demo, I would say maybe the low point for me, and this is heartbreaking, was a demo for Final Fantasy 15 that seemed really rough.
Yeah, more power to them for actually doing it live, because there's no way that was canned or scripted, because they were
It didn't seem like they were doing very good, and they were fighting a big man, and maybe just the big man was stronger than they are, and that's how life is sometimes. That demo didn't get me super psyched for Final Fantasy 15.
He kind of got swatted by the hand guy
a lot.
10 times, and then his homie ran up to him, and he's like, "Here, I got you, healed you," and then he got swatted again.
Yeah. There was a breakout on Xbox Live new features, including they're getting clubs and communities and something called Xbox Live LFG, which I would be surprised if it hadn't spawned out of the Destiny community, because
Right.
like in-game Destiny, there's still no matchmaking for that stuff, and people
sure.
go to these websites
It's
that
not
are
a bad
small
idea.
businesses now.
And I feel like Xbox has kind of toyed with the idea of Xbox-sanctioned tournaments for a while now.
Yeah.
I know they've done stuff like that on the 360, and they used to do it through Xbox.com, and now that they're like kind of integrating that, there's somebody at Xbox who really loves the idea of these like big tournaments that are organized through the hardware,
Yeah.
and it seems like that's exactly what they're going for.
There was an ID at Xbox, the indie games sort of initiative
Yeah.
that was really cool. We got a good look at We Happy Few,
Yeah.
which looks hot as hell.
It looks so. Even though I don't really know how to describe that game. That game's been shown before at like PAX and stuff.
Yeah.
But this was the most canned single player section we've seen, and
Yeah.
like walking around those environments, seeing how much stuff that it looked like you got to like hit X to interact with this prompt
Yeah.
got me really excited. I don't know. That game just has style. It's a style that is not exactly the style that resonates with me all the time.
It resonates
It's
with me in a big way.
a little edgy, but I like a little Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, like Invader Zim vibes of like, oh, it's so dark.
Interesting. Let's just run down a few of the other ones. Scalebound,
Yeah.
long co-op demo on that looked pretty fun. Another demo of people getting swatted around by big old arms and
Right.
fighting with
That
their,
was the theme this
their
year.
edgy friends. There was a trailer for Dead Rising 4, which looks very...
I kind of was way more smitten by that than I thought I'd be.
Yeah, it had. I mean, it's set during the holidays. It seems like, so I was getting like a Shane Black, like Lethal
sure.
Weapon vibe from it,
And
which
he
I was
looks
into.
like it's Frank West again. He's back in
Yep.
the mall. There's some stuff in the trailer where he's like taking selfies with zombies,
Yep.
and so photography was always the big mechanic of those. Now you're doing it with a phone, I guess.
Yeah.
We're not really clear, but he had a candy cane crossbow. So
That's
I'm
all you need.
sold, I
A
guess.
couple of big sequels, State of Decay 2. We got a trailer for that. That is probably going to be great. I really like
yeah.
State of Decay. Halo Wars 2, a trailer for that. The beta is live for that now. That's coming early next year.
Right. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't briefly mention Inside, which is the new game
Oh, yeah.
from Playdead, the creators of Limbo, who have not shipped a game in the 6 years since Limbo. And they showed a really brief, kind of oblique trailer for that I think a lot of people... I saw a lot of people tweeting like, "I love Playdead, but like, what is this trailer or what is this game?"
You've played the game. You
I've
can
played the game.
confirm it's
We
hot as
actually-
hell.
It's incredible. We just posted to youtube.com/polygon a 10-minute gameplay video of what Inside actually is.
Yeah.
So if you're curious about that game, I'm sure there's somewhere you can click on the screen
Yeah.
right now that'll take you to that stuff.
And one more thing that really stood out to me was Sea of Thieves, Rare's online multiplayer pirate game.
Yeah.
It looked so cool when they announced it last year, and the idea of like an online pirate game is such a cool idea. And it seems like they're really going hard because they showed like you can drink grog on a ship that you have to like man the sails for
Yeah.
and like manually steer, and somebody has to like look out from the front of the ship and tell the
I
person
love
on the
that.
steering
Getting
wheel
like pretend drunk on an island you crashed on with your
Yes.
friends, and then
it
like
could be so good. It
Yeah.
looks really great.
I love the idea of that.
So those were the games. I think really strong press conference in terms of like software. There's some really, really cool stuff. Not a ton of surprises because everything got leaked.
Yeah, in between everything.
There was a
leaking-
list we were referring to where somebody just like knew everything that
Yeah,
was going to be there. Like,
it's
oh,
circulated.
ReCore's up next. So not a lot of huge surprises, but the software is really strong. The hardware thing is going to be like, that's going to be a tough sell, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough sell for me, and I love buying gaming hardware. It's
Right.
going to be a tough sell for everybody else.
For sure.
Anyway, that's the Microsoft press conference. Stay tuned. Sony is coming up next, and then we'll have E3 2016 coverage for you all throughout the week. Just go to polygon.com or youtube.com/polygon if you want to watch more videos like this one. You're probably here right now, though, so like, welcome.
Yeah.
I don't know why I told you to come to the place you are.
Come to the place you're at. You're already here. You
Keep
did
it locked. Don't touch that dial. It's got jam on it.